Shout out to all the haters and doubters. The boy undisputed. 2 times.
So Showtime flagged my video. Terence Crawford's last laugh video. It was going viral. And of course, when you start to go viral, they start watching. So I'm going to do another one. Terence Bud Crawford got the last laugh. After years and years of criticism, Terence Bud Crawford gets the last laugh. And I remember I had a conversation with Bernie the Boxer years ago when I did an interview with him. He said in the end, and this is probably 3 years ago, he said that in the end, something to this effect, that in the end, the light will shine on the kid. Meaning, yeah, things are bad right now, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Paraphrasing, right? And sure enough, Terence Bud Crawford finds himself standing on top of the boxing mountain, looking down at everybody else. Looking down at everybody else. All the big channels, slandering Bud, criticizing Bud, saying what he don't deserve, what he needs to do. We witnessed all of this. We witnessed all of this happening. And it was guys like your boy Bushido standing 10 toes down, letting everybody know that Terence Bud Crawford is the baddest dude around. Of course, many of you guys will saying this as well. Many of you guys. But there's also a lot of other guys who now has to say with their own mouth that Terence Bud Crawford is the best fighter in the world. That Terence Bud Crawford is the best fighter in the sport of boxing. And as you can tell, I'm still a little hoarse from that spectacular night of boxing. But Bud Crawford gets the last laugh in the end. Totally annihilated Errol Spence Jr. from pillar to post. Errol Spence is hell-bent on that rematch. Errol Spence wants that rematch at 154, but a lot of people like Stephen A. Smith, think Spence should pump the brakes on that one. Maybe he should consider retirement, considering everything he's been through. And then getting put through the grinder against Terence Bud Crawford. One would imagine Errol Spence won't be the same guy. Other guys, like Antonio Tarver, blames Derrick James for Errol Spence not being prepared for a guy like Terence Crawford.
Past this moment. You know, Radio Raheem, I gotta be honest, bro. They crowning these guys trainers of the year and all this stuff, but we don't. What are we? Come on, bro. This man wasn't prepared for no Terence Bud Crawford tonight, and the trainer got to take some flack for that. It's his responsibility too to have his fighter ready. Man ain't had nothing about no defense, no head movement, no feints. Didn't have his hands up, feet all everywhere, bruh.
People like Roy Jones Jr. says that there's nobody that's touching Crawford right now.
Ain't men out there can touch Terence skill. Lomachenko was on that level for a while. He not on that level no more. Really ain't nobody else on that level.
Timothy Bradley told everybody that this dude's the greatest.
Doubt me again. Doubt me again. Yep, all the hate, everything y'all said about me, yeah. What did I say? What did I say? Told you. The greatest. The greatest. The greatest. I know what I'm talking about. All you haters out there. I told you.
Zab Judah said nobody 2 weight classes up or 2 weight classes down is beating Terence Crawford.
Anybody and nobody right now, 2 weight classes up, 2 weight classes down, that can deal with him. Nobody can come back and beat him. Nobody. Shorty's he hit right now. He got it. He got the mojo. Leave him alone. Word.
Terence Bud Crawford got the last laugh. Now y'all just gotta give him his props. Now y'all just gotta give him his respect. Now some people are still finding ways to discredit Terence Crawford, saying things like, well, Spence, look at him, he wasn't the same guy. He's not the same guy anymore, yada, yada, yada. But going into this fight, you would have thought that Errol Spence Jr. was Thanos, the way these people was talking. and that Terence Bud Crawford stood absolutely no chance in hell. All the big channels, Boxing Ego, for 9, all those dudes had to eat crow. And your boy Bushido called Ego out to go for a debate prior to the fight happening. Of course, there went no deaf ears, and I expected it to. But now you got to come out and, right your wrongs. A lot of these guys were favoring Crawford before. A lot of these guys was fan of Crawford before. But it was more lucrative to be a Spence fan, to get the Spence audience to come to your platform for likes, regurgitating propaganda and nonsense for monetary gain. But deep down, a lot of these guys knew that Terence Bud Crawford, and I believe this, a lot of these dudes really knew that Terence Bud Crawford was a bad fight for Spence. However, it wasn't popular to be on the side with Terence Bud Crawford. It was more popular to be with the Errol the Truth Big Fish Spence Jr. and Team Man Down. It was more popular to do that. It was easier to do that. It was easier to say, well, Terence Crawford ain't done nothing. It was easier to say Terence Bud Crawford ain't fought nobody. It was so easy to do. And it was hard to admit that Terence Bud Crawford deserves the fight. Terence Bud Crawford is one of the best fighters in the world, and it shouldn't be that difficult for them to put something together to make something happen. Of course, it took 5 years, better late than never, but it went down. And when it went down, Terence Bud Crawford told everybody back in 2018, well, what happened?
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Terence. That's the smartest thing.
You're a legendary promoter.
Like Benavidez.
He had one leg.
You gonna look like
He had
him
one
with one leg.
He had one leg.
I'm gonna make you do the stanky leg. Now stop him. Y'all gonna say he was too weak.
Oh my life.
And he stayed at 147.
You would not stop
too
me.
long.
You would not stop me.
Okay. I'm gonna make you do the stanky leg.
One leg.
Stanky leg.
Just give me my props.
He'll give him the stanky leg. Bob Arum warned Errol Spence Jr. stay away from Terence Crawford. That's the smartest thing you can do. Terence Bud Crawford had him doing a stanky leg and everything. 5 years ago, he predicted this. He said, I swear you ain't going to, I promise on my life you ain't going to stop me. Okay. Then he ended up stopping him 5 years later. Could Errol Spence Jr. win in the rematch? I don't think so. And I don't want to say a guy don't have no chance. There's always a chance in a fight. But looking at that fight, some of my close people behind the scenes said that Crawford beat Spence so bad, and these are people that's going for Spence. He said that Crawford beat Spence so bad that it made Spence look like a sham. Made Spence look like he was a fraud this whole time, the way he just got beat up so bad. But I told you guys for years, I've been telling everybody, Terence Bud Crawford is a bad stylistic matchup for Errol Spence Jr. Oh, Mean Machine. David Averizian, I be sneezing. But David Averizian, one would say he did better than Errol Spence. One would say the one-legged Benavidez lasted longer than anybody in more recent memory facing Terence Bud Crawford. Mean Machine buzzed and wobbled Terence Crawford, right? So how good is these guys really when you put things in perspective? Was these guys that's just that bad, or did Terence Crawford just make them look that bad? But what I do know is Terence Bud Crawford got the last laugh in the end. And moving forward, IBF has mandated, allegedly have mandated, for him to face John Boots Ennis. I think that's the fight Crawford should take now. At 35 years old, Terence Bud Crawford is absolute prime. Speed, power, IQ, everything is firing on all cylinders. I think it'll be a bad night for John Boots Ennis as well. To be honest with you, on July 29th, I don't think nobody in the world would have beat Terence Bud Crawford. Not Jamel Charlo, not John Boots Ennis, not Keith One-Time Thurman. And even I don't even think they can beat him now. Not just that particular night, but even now. Bruce Ennis says he's ready. We go see. I can't wait to see it. That's the fight I'm looking forward to right now. Crawford versus Ennis. I don't think Ennis is going to do too well. I don't think it's going to play out well for Bruce Ennis, but hey, we'll see. Keith one-time Thurman threw his name in the hat to face Terence Bud Crawford. After all these years, after all the slander and the downplaying and being dismissive, now he finds himself on the outside looking in, looking for a fight with Crawford. Let's go, Bud.
Good rising, people. What's up? You already know. Your boy here is in Austin, Texas, still on vacation, about to go see the guru, tap into meditation. But before I do that, what's up, bud? What's good, son? Come on, G. Great performance. Salute, salute, salute 3 times for you, man. All the belts, greatness. What you do is greatness. But, you know, this is your man Thurman, bro. You know we go back. You know we go way back, boy. And I promise you, son, my face, it won't look like that. Why, Keith? Why? Because my feet ain't flat. You know I can stick and move, boy. You know I can double pump fake just like you. Come on, boy. This thing is different. Thurman different. Been different, boy. This is my last boxing talk for the day, man. That hype week, fight week, whoo, got all the views, baby. You got all the views. Let's go. I'm proud of you, boy. But you know one thing you ain't seen in this life yet, and that's your man right here. Keith one-time Thurman. Talk to Al. Send the contract. It's time to eat. I'm hungry, baby. I'm hungry, baby. It's time to eat. I'm in the gym working for you, working for you. Let's go, bud. Let's go, champ. Let's go.
But Crawford laughing at this dude. Now, me personally as a fight fan, I would want to see that fight. But I also understand when guys like Spence and Crawford, Thurman really was high-siding on us when he was in position. So why should we give him a shot? What has he done lately? Nothing. Jermell Charlo may be facing Canelo Alvarez soon. We're going to see how that plays out. I think Crawford beats Jermell Charlo. I think there's a reason why Jermell Charlo has been so dismissive of Terence Crawford, despite Crawford being a much smaller man. Jermell Charlo don't want to go nowhere near this guy. Terence Bud Crawford was molly-whopping Errol Spence around the ring, and every time he molly-whopped him, he went over there and taunted Jermell Charlo. Letting Jermell Charlo, he's next. Terence Bud Crawford got the last laugh. Terence Bud Crawford is the best fighter in the sport of boxing. And I think we are privileged to witness such a great fighter. And I think we should start giving him his roses now. Because they ain't going to beat Terence Crawford too much longer. He probably about got 2 more fights left in him. 2, maybe 3. Errol Spence rematch, if that happens, I think Crawford probably would do it. Just because at this point, one would say Errol Spence is just looking to get the rest of the money that's on the table. If he fights anybody else, it may not go well for him. Those type of losses could have a hell of an impact on a fighter. Where you got beat pillar to post. Absolute beatdown. You got beat down, outboxed, and then stopped. So what Errol Spence should do is take some more time off before hopping back in the ring with Terence Bud Crawford in December. He's not going to be ready for him. Derrick James isn't going to have him ready to tackle that task. He's just not going to have him ready. Unless Errol Spence does something drastically different, which at this point at 33 years old, I think he is who he is as a fighter. The outcome is going to be the same. The outcome will be the same. But I bet you now, a lot of people won't bet against Terence Bud Crawford again. I bet you now, a lot of people won't pick against Terence Bud Crawford again. And I bet you now that they agree and acknowledge Terence Bud Crawford as the #1 fighter in the sport of boxing. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.